do you have language learning goals for 2024? And Nick says, just stay in the course with one language. ADHD gets me crossed over into learning Arabic one week, Italian another, then Russian the following week, etc. Trust me, I know what you're talking about. I've got severe ADHD and I'm all over the place. Discipline isn't necessarily the problem because I do study every day. My problem is focusing on just one language and letting that be enough. Can someone who's remedied this help give me some insight as to how to stay committed? Actually, I'm gonna have ADHD. Yeah, I'm gonna answer the guy live so he comes and watches the video. Yeah, so I mean, if if I had the solutions like 100%, if I had a solution that works 100% for ADHD, I'd probably be, I don't know, I'd be president of the country at least. I still struggle a lot with ADHD. I've got some tactics and strategies to deal with it and be more effective, but I still struggle a lot with it. I get distracted all the time. I lose focus. I start a thousand things at the same time and never finish them. Happens to me sometimes. This is one of the reasons why I go really hard on one language for a few days. I learn all the basics and then I just go on cruise mode. So I do what I feel like doing because otherwise I can't take one language and study it for 6 months or 3 months, just that language, because there are so many that are so interesting that I would always quit if I did that. So what I do is take 3 or 4 days or 1 week, maybe 2 weeks sometimes if it's a very difficult one, and I learn this language really hard. I study hard. I memorize lots of vocab. I use the language islands. All the intensive part I do it with one language at a time. And with all the other languages I'm interested in, I graze. So throughout the day, I'll get input in them. It's not the most effective way of doing it. Ideally, you just memorize lots and lots of vocab, more language islands, more translation work, more listening and repeating. All the stuff I do it with one, maybe two languages at a time intensively. Intensively, I mean 2 or 3 hours a day. And with all the rest, I just listen to stuff, mostly have conversations, and read as well. I know I talk against reading often. It's not the most effective thing to do, but once you've learned the basics, it's a good way to keep improving. So yeah, go hard with one language at a time, and because the level of difficulty was up. Like it's the amount of effort you need to do is very high in the beginning when the language is the most difficult, and then after learning like 1,000 most common words and around 1,000 sentences with language islands, you can just take it easy, and from there you just keep improving automatically just with input after doing that. So what I would do is to crush it for a few days, and then you cruise, and then you crush it again, you cruise. Yeah. Other techniques, tactics, strategies to deal with ADHD. Meditation helps. Having a to-do list helps as well. The more detailed the to-do list is, the better. Write everything down that you need to do. If you've got several projects at the same time, you write down every step of each one of the projects, and for every day, you write down the exact steps of the project you wanna do. Because I'll work on my YouTube channel, it doesn't work. I'll make video about this, I'll make this. Otherwise, you just it all becomes one one confusing mass of of tasks that all like have like you're halfway through them. Some of them you just barely started, or like they've been there on your to-do list for a while, and you never really get around to doing them. The more you compartmentalize, the smaller. Like if you break them up into smaller and smaller pieces, it's going to be easier. Also, there's an app called Petit Bambou, Petit Bambou en français. Uh, that's it's got 2 minute meditation sessions, things like that. I do Huberman's NSDR 10-minute one as well, but that's longer, right? Do that maybe once a day when I remember to do it. But the Petit Bamboo one is good because you get 30-second, 2 minute sessions to every time you get in, just you notice you're losing focus, like disengage, sit in the sofa or lay in bed, 2 minute meditation session, get some clarity, go back to work. Yeah. Also, I use a lot of uh, news, the newsfeed eradicator, ad blogs, no ad blogs only, but like yeah, any kind of feeds, web feeds are blocked. A lot of distracting websites are blocked. Social media mostly blocked most of the day. Otherwise, email as well. Don't check it. Anything that's distracting, just phone somewhere else. I need all those things for work, and it can because I use social media and my phone to talk to my clients, to obviously promote myself on social media. It can be extremely distracting. I go to Twitter, write a post or a thread or something. Next thing, I see something about something going on in Ukraine, and before I realize, I've spent 1 hour reading about the latest development in Russian tanks and this and that, and it happens to me all the time. And the fact that the fact that I understand Russian and Ukrainian, and I can read articles, and it's because it feels like okay, I'm practicing my Russian. This is productive time, and no, I should be doing work. Yeah, so that's why I often speak against comprehensible input because for me it can be another word, another form of procrastination because comprehensible input is very slow and it can also be it's obviously it's interesting to do if you're watching interesting stuff, if you're listening to interesting stuff or reading interesting stuff, you're learning, yeah, but it, you can use it to do something. Yeah, basically you're consuming content instead of doing the work, but you're telling yourself that you that you're doing something productive when you. I mean, it's not as bad if you're learning Russian and you're watching Russian videos. It's not as bad as watching I don't know some nonsense on TikTok, but or some gossip or something. But you're still learning, yeah. But do that at your free time. Do not consider work or study time because it's not a high impact activity. Do the high impact activities first. That's another thing. If you've got things to do, everyone has things to do. If you've got projects, write down one or the three most important things that you need to do in the day, in the week, the three goals for the week, or like 5 goals or whatever goals you have. Write them. Like always use a planner. Write them at the beginning of the week, and then break them up into daily goals and attack all the high impact, the most important things first. First thing in the morning, do everything. No distractions, nothing. No, wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and do meditation and this. No. Do the 2 minute meditation session if you started distracted and stressed and yeah, no. But otherwise, wake up, laptop, most important task first. Once it's done, maybe quick break. Second most important task. When it's done, third most important task. And if you do this daily, you'll make a lot of progress. I could give you No, I couldn't because I've never tried. I've never tried medication, Adderall, or any of that stuff. I probably should, to be honest. But that's my advice. Eliminate distractions as much as you can, especially if you work, if you do, if you work with a computer, your phone as well, very dangerous. Quick breaks regularly, quick meditation sessions, and to-do list and attack all the important tasks first. That's my advice about ADHD. And for languages, yeah, go really hard on one language, do all the high impact stuff for a few days or a week, and then just cruise and just learn with input and speaking. And then you can attack another language and get all the basics. That's why I go really. That's why I do like 7 days one language or 1 month one language. I don't really do 1 month just crush in one language. Normally I crush it for a week and then I just cruise because it's unsustainable. It needs to be sustainable. That's why um, learning a lot in one week, it can be done. I do it all the time. I talk about it, but I do it. Uh, it's like an athlete who's training for a competitive event, right? I crush it for a while and then I cruise. I keep learning, but same as training. If you're going to compete at something, you train super hard. You're in training camp for a while, and then once you're done competing, you don't stop training completely. Or when you're not preparing for a competition or fight, in my case, or whatever, you don't stop completely. You just keep doing it, but you don't go as hard because your body can take it. Here's the same: your mind needs rest. So you should have sprints where you do a lot of progress, but you get tired, and then you keep improving, but at a pace that's sustainable. Anyway, that was long. I hope you found this helpful.